This sure was showing your this sure was showing your compassionate side. I appreciate that. Let's hold off on that for just 1 minute. I'm going to be doing a video showing a sleep study from someone who really strongly appears to have upper airway resistance syndrome and who is considering maxillomandibular advancement surgery, otherwise known as double jaw surgery, because using CPAP and bilevel had some mixed results, somewhat improvement, but ultimately really backslid into not a good place. So with that, we're going to be going over this. Now, this is going to be a complex case. I'm going to be using some terms maybe you don't know. And with that, this dude says, what's the point of a video like this? This is my last video showing real central sleep apneas. What's the point of a video like this? You're using medical terms I have never heard before. You're racing through an Oscar chart. In this case, it's going to be a sleep study that I don't know how to read. None of this makes sense to me. I'm not a doctor. What are we supposed to do with this information? All right, compassionate Jason has left the building. Now, this person actually responds really well, in my opinion. Jason's sharing information on a complicated topic. I cannot gear these towards what this person says the lowest common denominator. I'll try to explain things. If you don't understand something, use the context overall. Look up the terms that I'm using. But holy crap, dude, I can't hold your hand over it. How'd you learn anything in life? If you don't know anything, you ask questions, you read about it, you understand what you do know, you take what you don't know, and you put those together and form context out of it. And if you don't know, just ask. But goddamn, sir. Whew. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. This is a Christian cat channel. Okay, with that, I'm not going to tell you what to think or how to interpret that, with one exception. I am going to tell you where to get your supplies. That was probably the best transition I've ever had. I'm not going to lie. Look, if you're looking for CPAP supplies because you're still trying to figure out if you have upper airway resistance syndrome or not, or you just have regular sleep apnea, you need masks and stuff. They have free RX services where you can have your doctor, they'll reach out to your doctor and get a prescription. They have free shipping, 30-day mask guarantee, loyalty reward program where you get $5 off after every $100 you spend, and a 30-day price guarantee. They have tons of masks, tons of accessories. I certainly have my favorites. This is the new one I just did a video on. Yeah, it's expensive, sure. But with discount code LeftySummer, you get 25% off. So it's actually a lot less than that. And then they have stuff like this. This is actually my personal favorite right now, the Micronova. Very inexpensive nasal pillow mask. Phenomenal mask. Anyway, check out the sponsor of this video, cpapsupplies.com. Okay, so here we have it. This is the person. I've already scored the study. I want to say thank you for letting me share the data with people. We're not going to show your identity. This is a 2-minute window. Ignore the position. It's going to be inaccurate. It just is. But all of these are 30-second intervals where you see the W. Just kind of somewhere in between them, draw a line in your head. Those are 30 seconds each. This whole page is going to be 2 minutes. And I am going to advance forward. Okay, we have sleep onset here. So this is wake, wake, and they're falling asleep somewhere in this period. Just trust me. You can see how this is very light. I'm looking at over here, F4 and F3. These are brain activity. And you see how it gets slower right in this area? Well, it is slower because they're asleep. And then you see how it starts getting black and thick. And then we have this big chin movement. This 1-2 are 2 electrodes under the chin. So this is chin tone. Let's go ahead and center that. The one that's highlighted in blue, the chin is kind of activating. They're kind of clenching down as they wake up. And if we follow down here, some more important ones, we have flow. That is breathing. Then we have thoracic and abdomen. Those are belts that are going around up here. Thoracic up here, abdominal down around the belly button. So we're seeing their effort. Are they trying to breathe? And what is the effort? How much are they trying to breathe? And then how much airflow is moving through the nose, in and out, in and out. We have heart rhythm and heart signal, and then we have the blood oxygen level. So it's dropping down here, rising up, dropping down, rising up. And then up here we have the eyes. All right. Here we have legs. And then this one right here is snoring. So legs, snoring. Let's go over them one more time. Eyes, both of these. We have the chin. We have brain activity, that one and that one. We have the legs, that one and that one. We have snoring. We have breathing. We have chest and abdominal effort. Then we have your heart. Then we have blood oxygen levels. Okay, we're all set. Good, good, good. Okay, as we progress through, or as we start, as soon as this person falls asleep, you see how it gets lower? The blood oxygen level drops, and this, like I said, gets lower. We also see the effort changes. They wake up. Respiratory effort related arousal is what it stands for. It's a decrease in breathing that causes an awakening. Classic right there. That is it. This person, it should be noted, I'm not going to show you the results of this. I'm just going to tell them to you. Their overall AHI was 0. So therefore, their overall REM AHI was also 0. Now their RDI, respiratory disturbance index, was 7.5. So the AHI is the apnea-hypopnea index. The total number of apneas and hypopneas divided by the number of times slept. So if it's 0, obviously it didn't matter how long they slept. They had none of them. Their RDI, though, respiratory disturbance index, it includes apneas and hypopneas, which is 0, but it also includes respiratory effort-related arousals. So 7.5 times per hour of sleep, they woke up. So if it's 8 hours, you just 8 times 7.5. That's going to be the total number of respiratory effort-related arousals they had. This incessant beeping I'm hearing, Karimini. Okay, let's go forward. You're going to see this person's sleep is very disrupted by these very subtle events. So blood oxygen level is at 94. It drops off to 93. We have airflow decreases right there. Legs kick, chin moves, speeds up. They woke up right here. Fall asleep immediately. Airflow decreases. Respiratory effort related arousal. Blood oxygen decreases. Leg movement, chin movement. Do you get the idea? This is going to happen over and over and over again. You see as they wake up, this amplitude increases. Blood oxygen level decreases, airflow decreases, wake up. Again, another one right here. Now in this spot, it says they're upright. I don't know their exact position because, like I said, this thing's messed up until I print it out, then it all fixes itself. But let's just go through. Now they're not waking up. I'm not seeing speeding up in the EEG. They're not waking anymore, but there's a tremendous amount of these leg movements all over the place, a ton of them. So is that part of the problem? I don't know. Not really, because they're not technically waking up. They should be fine. But this is an awakening because of leg movements. There's no respiratory effort related arousal that I'm really detecting right there. So nothing gets scored, but we do have one over here and over here. See how fragmented this sleep is? So keep in mind, this person has been through the Oscar PAP analysis with me. We made some suggestions. CPAP of increasing pressures wasn't really working. Moved to bilevel. Initially, bilevel looked like it was going to work. They were like, I'm feeling as good as I've ever felt in my life. This is great. This is fantastic. And it slowly started kind of falling off from there. So we tried some more aggressive pressures and nothing really seemed to stick. And I think an overall frustration occurred and it was just like, you know what, forget it. I can't do this. I'm getting double jaw surgery or maxillomandibular advancement. So their Oscar data actually looked much like this regardless of the pressure. Tons of awakenings that appeared to be respiratory effort related arousal. So we're adding pressure to the airway. By the way, there's nothing in here. We're adding pressure to the airway and nothing seems to be moving to really open up that airway. And so the arousals are going to continue much as we see here. This is actually very much a carbon copy of the Oscar data that I looked at. Here's an interesting thing right here. You see how this is stage 3, delta sleep, big slow waves. I'm actually going to put this down to a 30-second window so we can all appreciate it. Big slow waves. And something I wanted you to kind of see here is this sure looks like alpha delta sleep. So alpha delta and fibromyalgia very much go together. Overall sense of fatigue, pain, muscular issues. This looks like alpha delta sleep to me. But what I was also going to say is there's no sleep disordered breathing during this period. If we zoom back out, there's no awakenings at all. And that's very normal for delta sleep. With any type of obstructive event, for whatever reason, they really go away during stage N3 or delta or slow wave sleep. I use those all interchangeably. So long period of nothing. And so a lot of people get fooled by that in their Oscar data. They're like, why can't I recreate this part in the first third of the night? It's because it's delta and people just don't have sleep disordered breathing during delta. Very odd. I have no explanation for it. So now out of delta and back onto these respiratory effort related arousals. Tons of awakenings. Okay, let's find our first REM period We're going to be coming up on it here pretty soon. But you just see this low level of awakenings constantly. I mean, they're not like back to back, but they're certainly frequent. I missed that one. That's shoddy work there, kid. That's my bad. I don't know that there's ever been a time I've gone back and scored a record and said, wow, I did a really great job. It's always like I nitpick it. Then if I go over it a third time, same thing. But you get it ballpark, and I think that's the key. So here's interesting. You guys want to see a post-arousal central apnea? This is what a lot of you guys see on your Oscar data. If we just, all you have is this flow data, right? Just this blue one. You have this period where you wake up. We don't know why. You know, it could be flattening from the airflow, respiratory effort related arousal. It could just be that you woke up and rolled over. We never know. And right here, post-arousal central apnea. If you're seeing arousals after a period of increased breathing, just ignore it. It's nothing. You're just falling back asleep. Okay, there's my free public service announcement. So REM is coming up here right around the corner. Look at that. Beautiful. We have this, our chin. This is how we see REM, one of the easier ways. So let's go center signal. A lot of you wonder, why do I only mouth leak in REM? Well, it's because your chin tone drops off. Look at this paralysis set in. Boop. That's when your jaw goes, and air just starts shooting out of your mouth. So what can I do to fix that, Jason? Well, you can order a PAP analysis with me at axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Just kidding. Go ahead and use tape. I have tons of videos on taping and how well it works. So I would just tape your mouth. So look at these. We have much longer, much more clear sleep disordered breathing events during REM. Pretty interesting. You can tell REM stands for rapid eye movement, and if those aren't rapid eye movements, then yeah, I mean they're rapid eye movements. So they're always asynchronous like that because of where we put the electrodes on the body, so they should be opposite. All right, let's zoom back out. Let me know in the comments section if you are getting anything out of this. I love the feedback. I know this is somewhat in the weeds, but this is, I mean, honestly, this is really important stuff. If you're considering maxillomandibular advancement and what is and is not working. Is there any guarantee it works? I don't know. I'm going to be doing a follow-up with this person. Actually, I have two people. One person already had it done. I interviewed them. It was pretty cool. Their data actually kind of sucks. That's why I wanted to do this one. Really, really good. And they're basically the same. It's just technically it's not as good. And so sharing it with you, it's like, you'd be like, what the hell am I looking at? Because I'm somewhat, what the hell am I looking at with it? So look, there's no awakenings during this whole time, and they're on their right side. Now, I looked at their data. It's a hypnogram all night, and I was trying to correlate body position with it. Couldn't. There's just as many arousals during supine sleep, sleep on the left side, and sleep on the right side. So that's not it. Just comes and goes for whatever reason. Where is the obstruction? I don't know, but it's not moving by various bilevel pressures. Let's check out another REM period up here. So here's more REM, and look at that. They just woke up for really no apparent reason. Another awakening. Their sleep is just very fragmented. And, you know, I understand if this is the time where I think most people would consider something like Inspire or something like a maxillomandibular advancement. Look, if CPAP bilevel aren't working, or you're using ASV and it's not working, you want some resolution. Maybe you've tried an oral appliance and it's not working, you're gonna look for something else. And there have been plenty of people where an MMA works. I will tell you that the people that have had it that I'm in contact with are like, this is the most painful thing I've ever had in my life. A couple people also recently that have had it are like, I've had consults with them, they're back on CPAP. So it's not a guarantee. It's just another tool in the tool belt that you can try, but there's certainly no guarantees of it. Yeah, this back part of the night is really actually quite quiet as far as awakenings. But you see this REM one is huge respiratory effort related arousal that lasts more than 30 seconds. And this REM period on the right side is very, very, very clearly fragmented. Look at those. These are really clear how much this drops. And then gasping awake, kicking the legs, brain activity becomes rapid again as they wake. Okay. I think that's just about it. Now, if you're like, you know, let's stick with the CPAP, remember, cpapsupplies.com. And of course, discount code lefty summer if you want to do so. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. But what is someone to do in this situation? I think this is my own personal opinion. Go ahead and exhaust all of your options with PAP therapy because it's non-surgical. That's my advice. And then anything that is surgical, ask around. There's no right answer to this, but I would always go through the progression of CPAP, then move on to bilevel. This is if they appear obstruction. Try various increasing pressures of bilevel until you either resolve it or you reach your own personal breaking point. And then you wanted to consider other options at that point. And obviously you're going to be in close conversations with doctors that have done these before. So there are a lot of doctors that are, they're ENTs that are great to talk to. Some are less great to talk to. And then there's a lot that are into maxillomandibular advancement surgery. And some of those are really good. Some aren't really good. They tend to be pretty upfront. But what I would like from you is if you know of these physicians you've worked with and either really like them or really don't like them, go ahead and mention them in the comment section. I think that helps me out, helps other people out as well. I'll be doing some follow-ups on MMA surgery and those that have had it, or if you're thinking about it, just some information. I'm really not for it or against it. I just thought this would be some interesting information for you to see. Now, I do have to do just one thing here, and that is I need to go to my comment section because this drives me nuts. It has nothing to do with anything. This person says, by bilevel, are you referring to BiPAP? Are you basically saying prescribe bi? Okay, let's just start with it. Let's break it down into its segments. By bilevel, are you referring to BiPAP? No, I'm not. By bilevel, I mean bilevel. The proper term for a different inspiratory pressure than expiratory pressure with a true pressure support is bilevel. BiPAP is like saying Kleenex. Really, they're all like face tissues, like no matter what the brand is. But Respironics, that is their trademark name, is BiPAP. It literally only refers to Respironics bilevel machines. But high inspiratory pressure, low expiratory pressure, that is a bilevel machine. Okay, I'm off my high horse. My freaking soapbox got put away. Sorry for that. Are you saying that prescribe bilevel for these patients because this is a UARS video? I am. I'm saying that you should definitely talk to your doctor about using a bilevel if you think you have upper airway resistance syndrome. Do you expect them to buy the machines themselves? I don't expect anything from anyone. Do what's right for you and your doctor. I would definitely take their advice into consideration because I'm pretty sure insurance will not pay for this without a lot of fighting. That is sometimes true and is also sometimes not true at all. So I will say this is actually a good, this is a different topic, but getting a bilevel machine, some of the things that you can say to get one are, whether you are or not, having aerophagia, getting air into your stomach, difficulty tolerating CPAP, easy one to get put on a bilevel machine, or difficulty exhaling against the pressure. Usually you want to do these in the sleep lab. So if you're watching this now, you've probably already gone through the process. It's probably too late. But if you haven't had your sleep study yet, and you want to get a bilevel machine, even though if you might use it on CPAP, but just to get a bilevel machine, say, wow, this is really uncomfortable. Can I try something else? And then the tech always puts you on bilevel and bam, you're already in. Or you can tell your doctor before you get a machine during your appointment after your study, that was really hard. I couldn't really breathe with that. I was also getting air into my stomach. And they're like, oh, well, let's just try a bilevel. Sweet. It's that easy. After the fact, it definitely becomes more difficult. And sometimes, yeah, you may have to pay for it yourself out of pocket. But everything's different. I'm definitely no insurance expert, so I defer to literally anyone on that one. All right. If you like this kind of content, do subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the Patreon supporters. If you want to have a PAP therapy analysis with me, check out axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Or if you want to have a home sleep study like this one, especially if you're a pilot, very popular with them, axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Thank you for watching. Bye. And time for an extra thick thanks, buddy, to my top-level supporters, Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Stuart Hetherington, Alan Liu, Edward Steiner, and I'd like to say thank you also to these people, as well as those other people. Up the ante, you get a shout-out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. barely even on screen, but still appreciate the support.